Today we have the honor to sit with Sally Hajjar and discuss in depth her journey in media and celebrity management, especially behind the screen.
Sally, it's an honor to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, and we all get to see this inspirational career woman that you are, very humble one. But we tend to forget that you're a mother and a wife.
Yeah.
So how do you balance all of that so gracefully?
I try my hardest, and I think that every woman out there knows exactly what I'm talking about. Because honestly, Victoria, I don't feel like I'm doing something super natural. I feel like every woman can relate. Balance is very hard to attain, right? And it's a daily struggle, to be really honest. We're not going to sit here and make a poetry out of it.
100%.
It's not. It's very hard, but I think there's something that I always talk about and that always help me in achieving balance in life, and that is time management. I feel like when my day is well structured and well organized, it is then that I'm able to wear all the hats that I need to wear throughout the day, from being a mom in the morning, waking up the kids, dropping them off to school, then going to the gym, and then going to the office, and then doing all my meetings, closing all the deals, talking to all of the people I need to talk to on a daily basis, and then go back home, be a mom and a wife again, and, you know, go out and have a social life. The only way I can do that and maintain some kind of sanity is if I am organized.
Absolutely, I totally agree with that.
Me too. Sometimes we look at your stories and we're like, how does she do it all?
Yeah.
Like one event after another, dealing with so many personalities. And then you have the core of it all, which is the family. So yes, but absolutely time management. So I totally relate.
And it gets harder with time, you know. And that's why as you grow up and as your responsibilities become bigger, you tend to become more selective of what do you want to give your time to and where do you want to be. For example, events nowadays, I only choose like very, very, very few ones where I really need to be there. Otherwise, I leave it up to the team. I leave it up to, you know, whoever can take care of it. If I'm not there to fill in the shoes that I need to fill. So yes, I used to, you know, be more active on that scene, but with time, I really felt that it was very time consuming, and that time I could give it to something else and be more productive somewhere else. So I learned to delegate, which is an amazing concept. Since I am a control freak,
It's hard.
used to really freak me out.
It's hard.
You know, to trust people that they're going to do the job as good as I'm going to do it. And even up until this day, I think a lot of my team members are, they don't say it, but I know it. They're bothered by me sometimes because I'm on top of things.
Yes.
But I really try to let go, and it's a daily exercise. It's a daily struggle. I'm trying to get there. But once you delegate, once you know what you want to give your time to, it becomes a little bit easier
to manage.
You know? Yeah.
And how do you feel motherhood has, you know, affected your role in your career?
To be honest, I feel like I love my job. Like I love working. I've been working since I was 16 years old. It's something that I'm really, really passionate about. It gives me a lot of self-esteem and a sense of, you know, work defines me. It gives me a sense of recognizing who I am. But honestly, I need to say, like, I need to raise the hat for every mother out there. If she's working or not working, sitting at home with her head on the couch, her legs on the couch, or, you know, struggling in her career. I mean, being a mother is the toughest job there is out there.
Absolutely.
And like, I would go head on head with this idea with anyone.
Yes.
Being a mom is super hard.
On its own, that's like a
job itself.
It's a job. It's a full-time job.
Absolutely.
No days off. No working hours.
No.
You're working
Can't shut it off.
24/7. No matter how grown up your kids become, you're always their mom.
Yes,
You always
true.
have
Yes.
responsibilities and duties to fill.
Yes.
And your time becomes a hostage of their time. You build your life according to their schedule, to
so
their
true.
plans. it's not easy. It's not easy. So to be a mom and to be somebody who wants to be successful at what they do is honestly a very tough job. But again, we go back to the balance, to priorities, to time management. This is the only way, honestly. Otherwise, like we were discussing this before the episode started, sometimes you get to a point, and I know that you know what I mean.
Yes.
You feel like you're going to lose it.
Yes, true.
Right?
Yes. It's true. It becomes too much.
Yeah, I mean, you need to find, through it all, you need to find something that always centralizes you and brings you back, to your Zen space. To me, I recently found out that it was being active, going to the gym, playing paddle. These things give me a lot of sense of, it's my stabilizer, right? So every woman, I think, should find something
that's for her.
Yeah, that's for her. That gives her, that is right in the middle of that stick, for that balance.
Oh, that makes so much sense. Yes, you're so right. But do you feel the guilt?
Oh, you live with the guilt. You both are mothers. Why are you asking me this question?
No, because it's important to hear it from someone like you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it would be like, it's okay. I mean, what do they have? Some pictures, some posts. It's okay, but
hearing it from someone like you, who is successful, who does struggle to have this balance, I think a lot of women would appreciate and relate to.
Listen, I feel guilt is something that is put within you the moment you become a mother, whether you want it or not.
Yes,
it's there. Yes, right. But then again, you need to know and understand that when you are an empowered mom, when your kids see that you are successful, yet giving them the right amount of attention and time at home, it becomes such an empowering factor to them. They start to thrive to become like you. You give them a good role model at home.
Yes.
Right? Because to kids, the parents are the first role model.
Yes, true.
They are the first people that they want to become like.
Yes.
So it's okay. Sometimes you need to remind yourself that it's okay if you're doing this for you. Yes. And sometimes you need to have that little bit of, I don't know if we call it selfishness, but it's not. It's not. I don't want to call it selfishness. It's something that you do for yourself.
Yes, exactly.
And I want to remind every woman out there that you are entitled to doing something that gives you that self of awareness, of achievement.
Absolutely.
Don't feel guilty about it.
Absolutely. And we were saying this the other day, like taking care of yourself and, dressing up or, go taking care of your hair, your nails. It's also important, but it's also very time consuming.
Yeah.
But it makes me feel better. And when I do feel better,
your kids feel better too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't compromise this, but I've seen other mothers, they would be like, no, I didn't have time for that. I had to do this or that.
And then end up being cranky or unhappy.
Yeah,
and
it's
like a snowball effect.
Yeah, I mean, listen, a woman's relationship with her image, with her mirror is very important towards how she feels and how that feeling is reflected on everybody around her. So I truly understand and relate to what you say. Plus, we're not going to be very romantic. We live in a society where women are always expected to look at their best. Now,
absolutely.
Now, if your best is to let go, don't do your hair, if this is what makes you feel good.
I agree.
That's great.
Great for you.
I agree.
If feeling good is for you to put on makeup and do your hair, just be you. Just do whatever makes you feel comfortable.
Yes. But do you feel we put extra pressure on ourselves? Because of this world we are currently living in?
Sometimes, but it's something that you need to decide on what's the extent that you want to give that power to, you know what I mean? Like sometimes, most of the people who know me know that I go out without makeup. Like my hair, it needs to be done.
Yeah.
But makeup, I'm not a big fan. And that makes me happy. If the society is not happy, I don't care. I reached a point in my life where I really don't care. As long as I'm happy, as long as my inner circle, my family, everybody around me are happy and content, I don't care, to be honest. And it's such a great feeling. Everybody should try that feeling.
Yeah,
the feeling of I don't care.
The moment you let expectations
Exactly.
of people go,
Yes.
I think that's when you find your
Yes.
inner peace and freedom.
Yeah. Yesterday, I put something up on Instagram, which I truly can relate at this point in my life. Let whoever think whatever.
I saw that and I liked
It doesn't matter. What matters is your opinion about yourself.
True.
How happy are you with yourself? How peaceful are you with yourself? How comfortable you are in your own skin? Other than that, people's opinions, honestly, are just too much to handle. And you will never, ever get to a point where you satisfy anyone, and you shouldn't.
No.
Anyway.
I don't know why we even try.
Yeah. I don't think we try anyway, but like we do feel the pressure of having to be a certain way.
Definitely.
And I think I've come to a realization where people have like a misconception of, you know, each person on social media, and they expect you to be the version of yourself that they think that you are.
Yeah.
But what we don't realize is that behind the screen is a whole human that you don't know what their story is. You don't know where they're from or how much they struggle,
what they're struggling with, absolutely.
Or what they deal with on a day-to-day basis. And, you know, I think we've all like, you know, come across this where people send you messages or comments and their random opinions of you or of what you have posted.
Yeah.
And it's just like a whole misconception of who you are as a person.
Yeah.
And you feel, I don't know about you, but like you feel the need to correct them but then you're not going to please anyone.
I don't feel the need to correct anyone. Sometimes
I admire that about you.
Sometimes I get to hear about us, about someone that I know, and then I'll be like, okay. Like, you know, oh my God,
what's
she looks
that going to
so
add to your life or take away from it?
I don't even care to correct it or like entertain the gossip or the, you know, the wrong information or not at all. She would be more irritated. That's not true.
I would love to say it doesn't bother me, but unfortunately it does sometimes.
Let them. Let them. Good for them.
Yeah, everybody's on a journey, I believe. And it's okay if you're there now. It's okay if you're not there now. You will get there when you will get there.
Yeah.
But the important thing is for you to always remind yourself of your self-worth, that people's opinion really don't matter. They're not going to take away or add anything to your life.
True.
You know, what matters is just you and your inner circle, the people that you really care about their opinion. And it's so easy nowadays to judge from behind the screen. And everybody wants to be a judge. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, but sometimes
well said.
I need to be a little bit, you know, objective on this thing and say that sometimes also we are guilty of portraying maybe an image that doesn't really tell the whole story about who we are. And that's why I feel like when people like you guys are influencers on social media, if it bothers you, if it doesn't bother you, great. But if it bothers you, maybe you should tell them or share with them more about other angles of your personality. And this is why I'm so happy that you're doing this today, because I believe people will see other sides of you that they haven't seen yet. This is very important.
I think that's one of the reasons this idea came to life is because we have so much more depth than meets the eye on social media.
Yeah.
And we thought that a lot of people would benefit or relate to the topics that we will discuss in a totally unfiltered way, the way we usually do.
Yeah.
And also like social media, in my case, I mean, you put a very small from your day, like it's the most polished thing ever. My coffee is perfect. Or I went to the gym and I don't know, I was crying 5 minutes. I woke up like this, or my outfit, and there's a filter for sure. You don't know, I was crying, I was collapsing, I was having an anxiety attack. I mean, I don't know if I would like to post it. Like, hey guys, I was having a mental breakdown, the worst day ever. My mom called me. I cried for an hour. I mean,
I think it's not natural for you to, like, when you're crying or having a meltdown or an anxiety, to pick out your phone and be like, oh, you know.
I get it, because you know why? People will judge you then too. Like, look at her, she's crying on social media.
Or say, oh, she's so negative. Or
she wants attention. But 100%. What I'm saying is that sometimes it's okay just to show your vulnerability too.
Yeah.
Not that perfect image that we try to show all the time.
Yeah.
And we're all guilty of that.
Yes, yes.
Of course.
Because we
True.
all, as people, we are greedy. We always want the best. We want more.
Yes.
But sometimes, especially for us women, you know, it's okay to show ourselves, to expose ourselves and with our vulnerabilities. It empowers other women, truly.
Of course.
So you need, again, to find that balance.
Yes.
You know?
I always say, like, social media is the highlights of our life.
Yeah.
So
that's a good way
you
to
can't
put it, by the
judge
way. Yeah.
your life with other people's highlights.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that, you know, you should always like keep in mind when you compare your life to other people's highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to compare. I mean, I know people do, but I don't compare. But yes, you always want more. And there's always that greed, which is, I feel like that's...
But comparing is also good. Like, you get inspired.
Inspired
Sometimes
is
you
something
get
else.
Inspired to do better, or
in being, I mean, Sally inspires us.
For sure.
Okay, this is good, but it's not like, oh, look at her car, I wish I had that car.
No.
Oh my God, look at her. No, like, you have a nice blazer, I want the blazer because you look so good today. So this is an
it's
inspiration.
About the perspective. She's talking about the perspective. How do you look at other people on social media? Do you look at it from a point where
of
you
envy,
are jealous and
exactly.
you want what they have out of negative jealousy, or do you look at what they have and, you know, you want it out of inspiration, out of, you know, wanting that better thing for yourself? A perspective and an intention is very important with when it comes to how you look at other people, how you deal with social media. I know that sometimes we say, like, I don't want to judge a person by their intention, but it's not true. Intentions make all the difference. If I'm looking at you and admiring how you look, or the coat you have on, out of a positive, you know, perspective, like, wow, you look great in it, I would love to have it because it's like you sold it to me.
Yes.
Like,
this is good.
This
I
is
love
good,
that.
but if I'm looking at you and like, where did she get it from? You know, how come? How come she has the money to get that?
Yes,
I want a better coat than her.
Yes.
So intentions or perspectives
Exactly.
are important, not just on social media, and everything in life, in business, families,
Absolutely.
friendships, relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you something.
Yeah.
You work with your husband.
Yeah.
Which has pros and cons for sure. But do you ever compete with him, or does he compete with you?
I think we complement each other.
Okay.
I've been asked this question ever since, you know, we started working together. And I'm not shy to admit that I learned a lot from Hadi. And he, in a way, he has been one of the very few mentors in my life that have completely shifted and empowered and taught me a lot of things along the way. So if I compete with him, I compete with him to prove to him that I am good, right?
Okay.
I don't compete with him because I want to take his place, because I believe everybody fills their place just beautifully and perfectly. What I do, you know, fits me, and what he does fits him. And it's true that working together has its pros and cons, but honestly and truthfully, and I'm not lying, to me, in my journey, in my story, it had more pros than cons. Because we had this relationship where we completed each other, where I did things that he did not have the time or the patience, or it wasn't just within his, you know, basket, you know, to do. And the same thing for me. And I feel like it has been a very, at least to me, maybe he has a different opinion, but to me, it has been a beautiful journey where I got to learn a lot, grow a lot, and always felt shaded and protected, and I felt like I had someone to lean back on.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And to go back to if I ever needed advice or help. So to me, it was beneficial, really. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It really is.
Sally.
She's going to start crying this one.
Crying now.
So, Sally, I've worked with you for years, and I wanted your opinion on what separates celebrity management from influencer management and how you navigate those difficulties in today's world.
Yeah. Well, there are some differences, that's for sure. Even though at some points nowadays it became a little bit blurry because you feel that there is a competition imposed by brands and, between celebrities and influencers. The kind of work they do became somewhat intermingled. But what I would say the main difference would be is that an influencer, let's say, has more of a flow of work, because on the promotional side, on the marketing side, it's a job for them, right? What they do on social media is an everyday job. So what they market for is more recurrent on a daily basis. The events that they attend to, it's part of their daily job, daily routines. Whether a celebrity is still a little bit exclusive in terms that a celebrity would do 2 to 3 deals maximum within a year with the deliverables that come with it. If they have an event attendance, it has to be related to that deal, or to a brand that he represents or is the ambassador of. So the style of management and the load of work is different between an influencer and a celebrity.
But do you feel like the outcome is the same as it used to be? We had nothing else but to watch these celebrities. So it was a video clip or it was, a commercial.
Yeah.
Now it's we don't have time to look at the whole video clip.
But still,
we want the teaser of it.
Definitely. People want shorter contents to consume. Yes. But let me ask you a question. If your favorite singer releases a song or a video clip, won't you go and see it?
Absolutely.
If your favorite actor released a movie, won't you go and see it?
Absolutely.
So still, celebrities, they still have that aura around them. They have that fan base. They have, that charm to them. Because they don't release too many things, you don't see them too many often in events or appearances or in video clips or movies. You are always hungry to see them.
Yes.
When they release something, you want to watch it. You want to see it. Even if it's a singer that you're not a big fan of, but if you hear people singing her song or talking about her new release, you are intrigued to go and see, Maybe you want to see just what she's wearing. You're not there. You're not watching the clip for the song. Celebrities have that aura around them,
Okay.
And that is something they will never ever lose. This is why we call them like stars. They are unreachable. They appear every now and then. And when they do, you are just starstruck with them. You just want to look,
Very well said.
Yeah.
This is very true.
Whereas an influencer, we always have, we all have our favorite list of influencers that we follow, and they are like our daily friendly references when it comes to fashion, beauty, lifestyle. You want to see them on a daily basis, what they're doing. They help you pass the time, get inspirations from. And in that spectrum, they are like you look forward to what they have to offer as well.
I think people relate a bit more to
definitely
to the influencers and what they do on a day-to-day life and Sally, do you think in today's world we could live in a world without social media anymore?
I don't think so, no. Realistically, no. Now wishes are something else, but realistically, no, because when television was there, people, thought of it as something from very devilish. They wanted to just shut it down, didn't allow their kids to look at it. But it's part of life. Everything in life progresses, and this is a natural progression of technology, of media, of entertainment. We're not gonna go back unless there's no more internet, no more electricity, But as long as we have those, we will always have social media. Now, it might progress to something else, to something more in the future. We don't know. But life, from what we've known of it so far, we never went back. We always went forward. So, no, I don't think that there's going to be any end to it.
I've tried to imagine that for a few days, a few times, and I can't. Like, I couldn't do what I do without social media.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like it's addictive.
Very.
I'm constantly on
Very.
my phone. Constantly. I mean, it's so funny how I lecture my kids, but they're like, "You're always on your phone." It's like, true. I'm always on my
Definitely.
phone. I have major FOMO. Like, I have to know what's going on, what's happening, where's the places to eat, what's going on in my country, what's, so my phone is with me all the time.
Yeah.
And I feel lost without it.
Oh, me
However,
too.
when I do, like, I didn't have WhatsApp for a couple of days. It was due to something.
That was torture for me.
I was, like, withdrawal symptoms, and I was going through my WhatsApp. I need the WhatsApp. What's happening? And then after, I was like, the phone, I didn't even look at my phone. I don't need it.
Really?
Scrolled on Insta a little bit. I don't.
Everything is a habit.
For a short period of time. So yeah, but pros and cons with the social media.
The pros is that everybody's now have a voice. I feel like everybody has a voice with social media, because mainstream media in the past used to control everything, what people thought of, how the messages were, transmitted to the wider population. I mean, there was a lot of control on what we consumed, how we perceived things. Now with social media, you feel that there is more freedom of expression. You can get the story and the counter story, and you get to decide for yourself.
Form your own opinion.
Exactly, your own opinion and your own perspective. What I really, really also admire about social media is that it brought up so many talents. Now you get to discover and follow and be inspired by so many beautiful artists, so many beautiful people doing so many things, hearing a lot of inspiring stories, and that is beautiful, because people like these did not have the chance to go on any platform and tell their stories, and that is beautiful. Now, the downsides of media is that it's so time consuming. It can really be addictive. Sometimes it exposes you to things that you should not be exposed to. And I'm here talking specifically about kids. What our kids see nowadays and know, like we did not know until we were grown-ups, right? And I feel like kids are growing up so much faster.
Because of social media.
Because of social media. But again,
I agree.
As parents, we need to try not to blame it all on social media, because we have a role to play.
Absolutely.
As hard as it is, because nowadays to not allow your kid to have a phone, they would feel like an outcast.
Of course.
Right? So again, you need to find that balance, that push and pull. Social media has its pros and cons, definitely. And I feel like it's like a little monster that you need to contain at all times. Otherwise, it's going to just consume you. So we need to be mindful at all times on how we allow ourselves and our kids to consume it.
What's your advice to people that get, like, influencers or celebrities that get like a lot of hate comments online or messages? Like, how do you advise them to deal with it?
Most of the people that get hate messages are mostly celebrities, because they are always judged on what they wore, the song they sang, the appearances they did. And I always tell, like, my friends who are more on the celebrity side, just don't look at it. Don't read it. It's not going to add anything to your life. Yeah, especially if you haven't gotten to a point where you have a thick skin, it still affects them in a very positive, negative way. And people behind their screens saying these bad comments, they forget that these celebrities, they are also people with flesh and blood and feelings and families and kids reading these. They have children reading. The children of these celebrities are reading these messages. It's not appropriate. Would you like your kid to read something about your wife on social media that is not true? Or to hear those ugly judgments that...
Absolutely.
And I always this is something I try to teach my kids, and I try to put it out there in the world for anybody who has a social media to hear and practice. If you have nothing nice to say, just don't say anything.
Exactly.
Just don't say anything. I mean, either say something nice. If you don't like it, just flip.
Exactly.
Yes.
Nobody is asking for your bad opinion.
Couldn't agree more.
It does more harm than any good. And does it really give you satisfaction? If I tell you, if I hate you and I tell you behind the screen from a fake account, you're so ugly, you know?
Yeah.
But I
Does
also
that
think
make you really feel good?
No.
some of the comments that people receive are not a reflection of you, but a reflection of the person sending
of their
it.
feelings, of how they feel towards
about
you.
themselves.
If I didn't hate you for a certain reason, I wouldn't write something or say something bad or hateful about you. And this is something I try to do with like, honestly. And it's, you know, I get it. It's not easy to keep our opinions to ourselves most of the time. But really, it is very important for your sanity, for your self, and for other people, just not to say anything bad. If I don't like you and you're not affecting my life in any way, shape, or form, just let it go. Move on.
We constantly have a debate about this, and we fight about something.
Do we fight?
I mean, I get a few messages here and there, but sometimes I get the ones that are sent to me by mistake. So I find this so entertaining. And she tells me, like, just let it go.
Yeah,
Ignore.
just say thank you. You would embarrass them if you just say thank you.
Oh no, but I do. I have to reply.
But this is why? What?
I have
Can
to
we
reply.
discuss this?
Yeah.
Why does she need
I
to
can't shut
reply?
up. I cannot shut up. I reply,
Yeah,
but not
you're
in a
just
bad way.
consuming your own nerves.
I know, but
thank you.
Save it for something better.
I don't reply in a negative way.
Sorry.
I
Don't polish
just
it.
say thank you. I want them to know that I've seen it.
Just a double tap. If you really need to, let it double tap.
Just let it go.
I would have felt so embarrassed if, I'm if I'm sending something to you like, oh my God, look at her outfit, and she read it, I would have like died.
I know, but I want them to die. So I say thank you. That's so sweet of you.
Sometimes you don't.
Sometimes I
she
don't.
doesn't. No, really.
I came to the realization that some people are just not worth even me sending them whatever.
Well
like
said, well done. Yes, this is the right approach.
And that kills them even more.
Grow a thicker skin.
Yeah, that kills them more. When you just pretend that they don't exist. It kills them.
I'll work on that.
There's a saying, the youngsters, haters gonna hate. Haters gonna hate. Okay. If you could swap your life with one celebrity, who and why?
I wouldn't want to. For two reasons.
Well, for one day.
I wouldn't want to, really. And I'll tell you why. First of all, because I don't envy celebrities for the life they live. Honestly, people only see the shimmer and glamour from the outside.
Absolutely.
But these people really, they cannot go to the supermarket unless they are really well dressed, have their makeup done and their hair done. They can't live a normal life like you and me.
Can they even go to the supermarket?
Exactly. They cannot go and have a proper dinner with their friends without being photographed 100 times and being interrupted 1,000 times. I cannot tolerate this. It's just not within me. I really value my privacy. I value the ability to do whatever I want, however I want it. And this is something they don't have. And this is why I always tell them, like, bless you, because for you to be able to put up with this life for fame, it's a big price to pay. And for that, I respect them a lot. They're giving up and sacrificing their freedom, their time, their energy for the sake of who they are.
Yes.
And second, and this is very truthful, is because I sincerely have a lot of pleasure and sincerely enjoy being the person behind the scenes, helping to push these people.
Yeah.
Whenever a celebrity succeeds and I have even the slightest, thing to do with that, I feel so accomplished. I feel like I've done something. I feel the same feeling that they feel whenever they achieve success, because I had a small part in that. And to me, this is so rewarding. So ever since I started my career in media back in the 2000s, 2004 actually, wow. That's a long time saying it.
That's why you're a guru.
I really enjoyed working in the backstage. I really enjoyed being the person who pushed a lot of the successful people that you see nowadays on TV. It gives me a lot of joy and pleasure to be one of the first people who ever believed in them, who helped them to open doors, to shine a light on their talent. And to me, this is the most rewarding part of my job.
So, who is Sally Hajjar behind the screen? If you weren't in media, what would you be doing and why?
I would be probably working in fashion. I love clothing. I love putting things together. Ever since I was a little girl, I remember I used to love styling different pieces. I used to take old jeans and old jackets to the tailor and ask them, to redo them. And I had this inspiration at home because my mom was a fashion designer, and she specialized in wedding gowns.
Wow.
And so I lived in this world of fairies and magic and brides, and so I feel like I could do well in fashion if I wasn't in media.
That's so nice.
I mean, you're always well dressed, so yeah.
Very
but recently I was talking about my found passion for sports. Recently I have this huge now love affair with reformers and Pilates. I really I've been having this idea of opening like a community kind of club or
please do.
Yeah, for women, that where they can come and mingle and just have good times and relaxation and Pilates and reformer classes. I don't know, like
us.
We'll be the first two to sign up.
We're the first two to come.
This is something that has been growing really inside of me. So I don't know. Maybe
Stay tuned.
Maybe it's a retirement plan.
Stay tuned. It's coming. It's coming.
We
would definitely be there.
Yeah, for sure.
One social media trend that you would like to delete and why? I mean, there are constantly
many,
but something that's like enough.
Look, every trend that becomes too over abused in a tacky way,
yes,
is a trend that I would like to see go.
Okay.
Right? But there are trends that are super funny, that make you laugh, that are so heartfelt, and these are okay. Sometimes I even look for them to see how people, did these trends. But there are some trends that are
But which
super
one annoys
tacky.
you? Like, khalas.
I don't have something that comes to mind now.
Sally.
There are a few. Yeah, but there
I'm
are
gonna
trends
say
that are
one.
gonna go.
Mine is for, like, when people are unboxing and they have to, tap on the boxes.
And the whispering. This one.
Unbox.
Yeah.
Look,
This is my tabkha for today. Okay, no. All right. But don't you think it's like for the viral? They want to have the viral trend, or
Definitely, everybody wants to go viral, have more viewers, more followers nowadays.
Yes.
I think Sally can't say this, but what's yours?
Mine? No, nothing. Do I have one? No, I don't. But like you said, when something is over abused, it's enough.
In your face,
it's like enough.
But it would be cute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Which emoji describes you?
Um,
Sally would bring like 10.
No.
For every hour of the day.
No, like sometimes, my line of business is pretty challenging on so many levels. And so the emoji that I use the most is the laughing face with 2 red dots, because I feel like this is the most like the Joker one. Like you wouldn't know how to have a big laugh or small laugh or like just being polite.
This is the most diplomatic
Now we
one.
know when we receive them.
Come on. Yeah, but there is one that I really, really love to use genuinely, and that's the white heart. I feel like, and I usually like reply to it on my chats and my Instagram comments, because I feel like when I see a white heart, somebody giving me a white heart, it gives me a positive energy, and I like to give it back to people.
You
are a white
like
heart.
That. You are a white
You
heart.
are a white heart.
Thank you.
Which one in your emoji? Should I say it? She's like a peach emoji.
Hey!
I don't know what to go. We'll clip this out. Oh, Sally, thank you so much. Thank you for being so humble and beautiful inside and out.
And super honest.
I have nothing to brag about, honestly. Like
you
I
don't
feel
have
like
everything.
I feel like every woman. Every woman is a superhero, honestly, no matter what she's doing or how many responsibilities she has. Us women have been really underrated for such a long time. I'm not a feminist. I'm not into this all women empowerment, but I really feel like women carry so much and they handle so much and they need all the recognition. And every woman truly is a superwoman.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for being with us. You are a superwoman.
You are.
And you have been an inspiration to us
Yes.
and many women that we know.
Thank you.
Thank you for being you.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure that I'm
It's
your
an honor
first
for us.
guest.
Wow.
I really feel honored. And I wish you the best of luck.
Thank
And I
you.
really
Thank
look
you.
forward to all of the episodes that's gonna come.
Stay tuned.
I know that I would want to listen to them. So good luck.
Thank you so much.